Huge crowds of angry protesters raising slogans and burning posters and effigies of BJP MLA T. Raja Singh gathered outside the Charminar in the Old City area of Hyderabad on Tuesday night. These overnight protests broke out against derogatory comments made by the MLA against Prophet Muhammad on social media. While the BJP has suspended the MLA and given him 10 days to explain why he should not be expelled, a local court granted the MLA bail hours after he was arrested. The MLA was booked under various sections of the Indian Penal Code pertaining to promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion and outraging religious feelings, among other similar sections. Soon after his release, Raja Singh was given a warm welcome by his supporters. Outraged by this, protesters took to the streets demanding capital punishment for the MLA. Videos of influencer Syed Abdahu Kashif, who is a self-proclaimed social and civil rights activist, leading protests calling for the MLA's beheading have been going viral on social media, sparking fears of communal violence. Protesters who took to the streets late last night even attempted to march towards Raja Singh's neighborhood early on Wednesday morning, but their attempts were foiled by the police. Protests have also been reported from Shalibanda, Mogalpura, Kilwat and other areas of the city. Large number of policemen have been deployed on the streets to maintain law and order amidst the protests. Minor incidents of stone-pelting vandalism were reported. Several shops and establishments across the city have also downed their shutters in protest. AIMIM legislators and corporators of Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation are reported to be leading these protests. If you're wondering how the Prophet Row, which is months old, reignited now in Hyderabad, here's the backstory. Last night's protests in Hyderabad, which have spilled over to this morning, were triggered over BJP MLA Raja Singh's comments in a YouTube video. The almost 10.5-minute long video was posted on the YouTube channel of Sri Ram Channel Telangana on Monday night. The video, which is being called a comedy video by the BJP MLA, shows him repeating the controversial comments on Prophet Muhammad made by the now suspended BJP leader Nupur Sharma, which had recently sparked an international row. Raja Singh continues to maintain that his video was in response to stand-up comedian Munawar Fariqi's show held in Hyderabad on August 20 and is similar to stand-up comedian Fariqi's alleged videos on Hindu gods. Raja Singh further questioned why the insult of Hindu gods could pass off as comedy but not that of figures revered by other religions. Since the video's release, complaints have been filed against it at several police stations demanding action against the blasphemous statements of the MLA. Hindu groups led by the MLA had opposed Munawar Fariqi's show and issued threats. Last week, Raja Singh was taken into preventive custody by the police when he tried to reach the venue of stand-up comedian Munawar Fariqi's show along with his supporters to get the show cancelled. Raja Singh and his supporters had even threatened to burn down the venue and beat Munawar up. The BJP's opposition against Munawar stems from allegations that the stand-up comedian had made jokes on Hindu gods and hurt Hindu sentiments in one of his previous shows. Munawar had announced his show in Hyderabad after he received an open invitation from Minister KTR after his Bengaluru show in January was cancelled due to opposition from Hindu groups. Hyderabad now continues to remain on edge with protests gaining momentum. A federal report. Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.